The bottle was halfway to my lips when Mr. Kowalski's fist pounded on my door. 3 sharp knocks that made my hand shake, pills rattling inside the amber plastic. I'd taken these supplements every morning for 8 months. My son Derek sent them faithfully, always with a note. For your health, Dad. Love you. But when I opened the door that freezing February morning in Mississauga, my neighbor's face was white as the snow piled on my porch. Don't take those, he said. His voice cracked. Please, Richard, don't take another one. I laughed. Actually laughed. Pete, these are from Derek. He sends them from Vancouver every month. Vitamins. I'm 63, not 23. I need them. Pete Kowalski had lived next door for 12 years. Quiet guy, worked nights driving for a courier company. We'd shovel each other's driveways. That was about it. Now he was standing in my doorway at 7 in the morning, breathing hard like he'd run the whole way. I need to show you something, he said. It's about those packages. I should have slammed the door. Should have told him to mind his own business. But something in his eyes stopped me. Fear. Real, genuine fear. That's when everything I thought I knew about my family shattered like ice under a hammer. Let me back up. Tell you how I got here. How a father can be so blind to what's right in front of him. My wife Catherine died 3 years ago. Cancer. Quick and brutal. 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. After that, the house felt too big, too empty. Just me and the echo of her laugh in rooms she'd never walk through again. I have 2 kids. Derek, 37, lives in Vancouver, works in tech, something with apps I don't really understand, and Emma, 33, right here in Mississauga. Works as a nurse at Trillium Hospital. Here's the thing about grief. It makes you see what you want to see. Derek called every single day after Catherine died. Every morning at 8, without fail. How you doing, Dad? Did you sleep? Are you eating? He'd talk for an hour sometimes. Send me articles about grief counseling, recipes for one person, links to senior activity groups. Emma? She'd text maybe twice a week. Busy at work, Dad. Talk soon. When she did visit, it was quick. 30 minutes, an hour max. She'd look tired, distracted, always checking her phone. So, yeah, I judged her. Thought she didn't care. That she was too wrapped up in her own life to spare time for her grieving father. Derek, though. Derek was the good one, the devoted son. 4 months after Catherine's funeral, the first package arrived. Express shipping from Vancouver. Inside was a bottle of supplements. Green capsules. The label said Vitality Blend from some health company I'd never heard of. Natural ingredients, heart health, energy, mental clarity. The note said, Dad, you mentioned feeling tired all the time. These helped me so much. Please try them, 1 every morning. Love you always, Derek. I cried reading that note. My son, all the way across the country, thinking of me, caring enough to send something to help. I took the first pill the next morning with my coffee. Within a week, Derek called to check if they'd arrived. How do you feel? Any difference? Maybe a bit more energy, I lied. Truthfully, I felt the same, but I didn't want to disappoint him. Give it a month, he said. These things take time. I'll send another bottle next month. Don't want you running out. And he did. Like clockwork. First of every month, a new bottle arrived. Sometimes he'd include other things. A nice scarf, a book he thought I'd like. Once, a framed photo of him and Catherine from years ago. I kept it on my nightstand. Meanwhile, Emma's visits got shorter, more scattered. When she did come by, she'd ask weird questions. Dad, how are you feeling? Really feeling? Or are you taking any new medications? Once she actually picked up one of Derek's supplement bottles from my kitchen counter and stared at it for a long time. What? I snapped. I was irritated. She barely visited, but when she did, she had opinions. Nothing, she said quietly. Just be careful with supplements. They're not regulated like regular medication. I told her Derek researched everything, that he wouldn't send me anything harmful. She went quiet after that, left early. I complained to Derek about it that night. Your sister barely visits, and when she does, she criticizes the vitamins you send. She's probably jealous, Derek said, or stressed from work. Don't take it personally, Dad. You know I'm here for you. And I believed him. God help me. I believed every word. By month 6, something changed. I'd wake up dizzy, stumble to the bathroom, and have to grip the sink until the room stopped spinning. My memory got foggy. I'd forget appointments. Once I left the stove on for 3 hours. Emma noticed during one of her brief visits. "Dad, you look pale. When's the last time you saw Dr. Patel?" "I'm fine," I said. "Just getting old." But I wasn't fine. My hands shook. I'd get these headaches that felt like my skull was splitting. Walking from the living room to the kitchen left me winded. Derek was concerned, of course. Called even more frequently. "Dad, you need to see a doctor. But keep taking the supplements, okay? They'll help your body fight whatever this is." I went to Dr. Patel in month 7. She ran tests. Blood work, ECG, the works. When the results came back, she looked confused. "Your liver enzymes are elevated," she said, "and your kidney function is concerning." "Richard, are you taking any medications I don't know about?" I mentioned the supplements. Showed her the bottle on my phone. She frowned. "I can't find this company in any database." "Where did you get these?" "My son sends them. From Vancouver. I'd recommend stopping them, at least until we figure out what's going on." But I didn't stop. Derek had been so thoughtful, so caring. These pills were his way of showing love. Stopping felt like rejecting him. Emma showed up unannounced 2 days after my doctor's appointment. Marched right into my kitchen and grabbed the supplement bottle from the counter. "Dad, you need to stop taking these. Now." "Emma, not this again. I'm serious." Her voice had this edge I'd never heard before. Nurse voice. The one she probably used with difficult patients. "Something's wrong with these. I can feel it." "You can feel it?" I was angry now. "You barely visit, Emma. You don't call. But suddenly you care about my vitamins?" Her face crumpled. For a second I thought she might cry, but she just set the bottle down carefully and left without another word. I called Derek that night. Told him Emma was causing problems. "She's always been dramatic," he said smoothly. "Remember when she thought Mom's bruises were from something other than chemo? Always assuming the worst." He was right. Emma had questioned everything during Catherine's treatment. Second opinions, alternative therapies. It drove the doctors crazy. "Don't let her stress you out," Derek continued. "Stress is worse for you than any vitamin could be. Just keep taking them, Dad. Trust me." And I did. God forgive me. I trusted him. Month 8. February. The cold snap hit Ontario hard. -25 with the wind chill. I'd stopped shoveling my driveway because I couldn't manage it anymore. Too weak. Too dizzy. That's when Pete Kowalski started shoveling it for me. Just did it. Never asked. I'd see him out there at 6 in the morning before his shift, clearing my walk, spreading salt. One morning I went out to thank him. Brought him coffee. "Pete, you don't have to do this." "It's nothing," he said. But he looked at me strangely. "You feeling okay, Richard?" "You look." "Old?" I tried to joke. "Sick," he said bluntly. "You look sick." I waved him off. Went back inside. Took my morning supplement with breakfast. That evening, Pete knocked on my door. He worked nights, so this was unusual. "Richard, I need to ask you something. Those packages you get from Vancouver. Express packages. First of every month. My stomach went cold. How do you know about those?" "I drive for Fast Track Courier," he said, "not just here. I cover routes all over the GTA. Sometimes I fill in on daytime shifts." He paused. "I've been delivering packages for your son for 3 months now, to different addresses. Always the same weight, same size, same sender in Vancouver. So last week I delivered one to a guy in Oakville. Old guy, about your age. I helped him inside because he could barely walk. While I was there, I saw the bottle on his counter. Same brand as yours. I recognized the label because I've delivered so many." "Pete, I don't understand what you're saying." "I'm saying your son is sending these supplements to multiple elderly people. And Richard, he looked scared. Actually scared. That guy in Oakville, I found out today he died. Kidney failure. 71 years old, was healthy until 6 months ago." The world tilted. I grabbed the door frame. "There's more," Pete said quietly. I got curious. Started tracking the addresses in my delivery logs. Found 12 different people in the GTA who've received packages from the same Vancouver sender. Your son. I looked up their names on Facebook. Obituaries. Richard, 4 of them are dead. All within the last 8 months. All listed cause of death as organ failure. No. The word came out as a whisper. No, Derek wouldn't. I went to the police yesterday, Pete said. They told me to mind my own business. Said it's probably coincidence. But I'm a father too, Richard. I've got 2 daughters. If someone was poisoning them, I'd want to know. He pulled out his phone. Showed me a screenshot. A news article from Toronto Star. Mysterious deaths among seniors investigated. Health Canada looking into unregulated supplement companies. I couldn't breathe. Don't take another pill, Pete said. Please, let me call someone. A real investigator. Someone who'll listen. I stumbled backward into my house. Locked the door. Stood in my kitchen staring at the amber bottle on the counter. Derek called at 8 o'clock, like always. Hey, Dad. How you feeling today? My hand shook, holding the phone. Fine. You sound weird. Did you take your supplement this morning? Yeah. The lie felt like acid in my throat. Good. Listen, I'm going to send you a double bottle next month. I know you've been feeling rough. These will help, I promise. After we hung up, I unscrewed the bottle, poured the green capsules into my hand. They looked harmless, just vitamins. I thought about Catherine, about how Derek had cried at her funeral, how he'd held my hand during the service. Then I thought about Emma, how tired she always looked, how she'd tried to warn me. I called her. She answered on the first ring. Emma, I need you to come over, now. Dad, it's 10 at night. I've got a shift at 6 tomorrow. Please. My voice broke. I think something's very wrong. She was there in 20 minutes, still in her scrubs from work. Took one look at my face and knew. I told her everything. Pete's visit, the delivery records, the article, the other deaths. Emma went white, actually swayed on her feet. I thought she might pass out. Dad, she whispered. I've been investigating Derek for 3 months. The room spun. What? After Mom died, he started asking about the will, about the house, about your bank accounts. He called me once drunk and said, she stopped, swallowed hard. He said he couldn't wait another 20 years for his inheritance. Emma, I didn't want to believe it either, but then you started getting sick, and those supplements arrived. I took one from your bottle in December, sent it to a friend who works in toxicology. Her hands shook. Dad, they're laced with arsenic, small amounts. Not enough to kill you quickly, just enough to slowly destroy your organs. I sat down hard. The chair scraped against the floor, loud in the silent kitchen. He's killing you, Emma said. Her voice was flat, emotionless, like she'd cried all her tears already and had nothing left. Derek is slowly killing you for money. He calls every day, I said stupidly. He cares. He calls to make sure you're still taking them, to monitor your decline. She pulled out her phone. I recorded our last conversation. He didn't know. Listen. She played it. Derek's voice clear and cold. How's Dad doing? Still taking those vitamins I send? He needs to take them every day, Em. It's important for his health. Why? Emma's voice on the recording. Why is it so important? Because I said so. Because he trusts me, and you need to stay out of it. The recording stopped. I threw up. Right there in my kitchen. Emma held my hair back like I'd done for her when she was little and had the flu. I went to the police last month, she said when I could breathe again. They said they needed more evidence. 1 bottle of tainted supplements wasn't enough. They needed to prove intent, a pattern. She looked at me. I've been trying to get you to stop taking them without telling you the truth. I was terrified if Derek knew we suspected something. He'd escalate. How long? I asked. How long have I been poisoning myself? 8 months. Dad, you need to go to the hospital. Tonight. Your organs might be permanently damaged. I should have been scared. Angry. Something. But all I felt was numb. My son. My boy who I'd taught to ride a bike. Who'd cried on my shoulder when his first girlfriend dumped him. who'd given such a beautiful eulogy at his mother's funeral. My son was a murderer. Pete Kowalski drove us to Trillium Hospital. Emma riding in back with me, holding my hand the whole way. The same hand Derek used to hold when he was small and afraid of the dark. The ER doctor took one look at my test results and admitted me immediately. Kidney function at 30%. Liver damage. Heavy metal poisoning confirmed. If you'd continued for another month, the doctor said, you'd likely be dead. Emma called the police from my hospital room. This time they listened. Pete's delivery records plus Emma's toxicology report plus my medical evidence was enough. The detective was a woman named Sarah Chen. Young, sharp-eyed. She recorded everything I said. Mr. Thompson, we're going to need you to keep taking your son's calls. Act normal. Can you do that? I don't know if I can. We need to catch him in the act, she said gently. Get him to send another package. Intercept it before it reaches you. Test it as evidence. Get him talking about the supplements. So, that's what I did. From my hospital bed, I called Derek. Dad! I was worried. You didn't call this morning. Just tired, I said. My voice sounded distant to my own ears. Getting old. You? Taking your vitamins? Every day. Good, that's good. Listen, I'm actually flying to Toronto next week. Got a business meeting. I'll come see you. My blood went cold. You're coming here? Yeah. Surprise. I want to check on you in person. Make sure you're okay. He'd never visited before. Not once in 3 years. And now, suddenly, he wanted to check on me. Emma stood next to my bed, listening on speaker. Her face was stone. That's great, son. Can't wait to see you. After we hung up, Detective Chen nodded grimly. He's coming to finish the job. Your organs are failing slowly. He probably wants to be there for the natural death. Play the grieving son. Make sure no one questions anything. I spent a week in the hospital. They treated the poisoning as best they could. Flushed my system. Started me on chelation therapy. The doctors said I'd recover, but it would take time. And I'd have kidney problems for the rest of my life. Derek's new package arrived on March 1st. Right on schedule. Police intercepted it. Tested the contents. Arsenic levels 3 times higher than the previous bottles. He's escalating, Detective Chen said. He thinks you're too weak to notice the increased dose. Wants to speed things up. Derek arrived in Toronto on March 5th. Emma and I waited at my house. I'd been discharged 2 days before, hooked up to home monitoring equipment. The police were in an unmarked van outside. When Derek walked through my door with his suitcase and his warm smile, it took everything in me not to scream. Dad, you look terrible, he said. He actually sounded concerned. Give him credit. He was a hell of an actor. Just a rough winter, I said. Did you get my latest package? The new super strength formula? My stomach turned. Not yet. Should be here any day. Make sure you take double the dose. It'll help. He set his suitcase down, looked around. Where's Emma? Right here. She stood in the kitchen doorway. Her face was calm, but her hands were clenched into fists. Derek's smile faltered. Just for a second. Emma. Didn't know you'd be here. I live 20 minutes away, Derek. Of course I'm here. The tension was thick enough to cut. Derek's eyes darted between us. You both seem tense. Everything okay? Why don't you tell us? Emma said quietly. Tell you what? About the supplements you've been sending Dad. The ones that are slowly killing him. The room went silent. Derek's face cycled through emotions. Surprise, confusion, then anger. What the hell are you talking about? Arsenic, I said. My voice was steady, stronger than I'd felt in months. You've been poisoning me with arsenic. For 8 months. Derek laughed. Actually laughed. Dad, that's insane. Emma, what have you been telling him? The truth. The police have your latest package. Tested it. Enough arsenic to kill him in 2 weeks. Emma's voice was ice. They've traced 11 other elderly people who received packages from you. 4 are dead. The others are being tested now. Derek's face changed. The mask dropped. What I saw underneath made me want to weep. Cold calculation. No remorse. No horror. Just annoyance at being caught. You couldn't just die quietly, he said. Not to me. To Emma. You had to play nurse detective. Why? I asked. Derek, why? He turned to me, and there was nothing of my son in those eyes. Do you know how much this house is worth, Dad? How much money you're sitting on? Mom's life insurance paid out $400,000. You've got retirement savings, pension, the property, almost $900,000 total. And I'm supposed to wait until you're 90 to get my share? So you'd kill me? Your father? You were dying anyway. Just slowly. I was being merciful, speeding things up. He said it like he believed it, like he'd done me a favor. Besides, you clearly didn't need Emma. She barely visited. I was the good son, the devoted one. I earned this. The police came through the door then. Miranda rights, handcuffs. Derek screaming that we'd set him up, that it was entrapment, that he had rights. They found evidence in his Vancouver apartment. 5 more bottles of supplements, all tainted. A spreadsheet on his laptop with names, addresses, doses. He'd been running what they called a slow kill operation for over a year, targeting elderly people with money, no close family, or families too busy to notice. 12 victims total, 7 dead. The rest, like me, recovering. The trial took 8 months. Derek pleaded not guilty. His lawyer argued insufficient evidence, circumstantial case, coincidence. The jury took 4 hours to convict him. Murder in the first degree for the 7 who died. 7 counts. Attempted murder for the 5 survivors. Conspiracy to commit murder. Fraud. The judge gave him life with no possibility of parole for 30 years. He'll be 70 before he's eligible for review. During sentencing, they let the victims' families speak. I was too broken to say much. Just told the judge that I'd lost my son the day I realized what he'd done. That the Derek I raised died a long time ago, and I'd been grieving a ghost. Emma spoke too. Told the court how she'd suspected for months, but no one believed her. How she'd been called paranoid, dramatic, jealous. How she'd almost been too late. Derek showed no emotion through any of it. Sat there in his prison jumpsuit, staring straight ahead. When they took him away, he didn't look at me once. That was 2 years ago. I'm 65 now. My kidneys never fully recovered. I'm on a transplant list, but at my age, who knows? Emma moved back into the house, said she couldn't stand the thought of me living alone after everything. We're closer now than we ever were. She works nights sometimes, and I'll have dinner waiting when she gets home. We watch TV together. Talk about Catherine, about the good memories. Before everything went dark, Pete Kowalski still shovels my driveway. Last winter, I bought him a new snowblower as thanks. He tried to refuse it, but I insisted. The man saved my life. Least I can do is make his winter easier. I think about Derek sometimes. Can't help it. Wonder if there were signs I missed. Moments when the mask slipped and I was too blind to see. Emma says there weren't. Says sociopaths are good at hiding. That even she didn't suspect until Mom died and his questions about money started. The guilt eats at me anyway. What kind of father raises a monster and doesn't know? The kind who loved his son, Emma told me. That's not a crime, Dad. The crime was what Derek did, not what you didn't see. I'm learning to believe her. Some days are easier than others. The house is in both our names now. Emma and me, equal partners. If something happens to me, she gets everything. Not that there's much left after legal fees and medical bills. But what's there is hers. She doesn't care about the money. Never did. She just wanted me safe, wanted me alive. I was so blind. Judged her for being busy when she was working doubles to save for the toxicology tests. Thought she didn't care when she was the only one who cared enough to question. The kids who call every day aren't always the ones who love you most. Sometimes they're just the ones who want to make sure you're still dying on schedule. And the ones who seem distant? Sometimes they're fighting battles you can't see, fighting to save you even when you push them away. I learned that lesson in the worst possible way, but I learned it, and I'm still here to tell it. So if you're out there, and someone's trying to help you, trying to warn you, even if it seems paranoid or dramatic, listen to them, because one day, that paranoia might save your life. Mine did, thanks to a daughter I almost lost, and a neighbor who noticed what no one else would. The supplements are gone now. Destroyed as evidence. But I still see that amber bottle sometimes in my nightmares. Still hear Derek's voice. Did you take your vitamins today, Dad? And I wake up sweating, grateful for the darkness. Because in the dark I can hear Emma breathing in the next room, can hear Pete's snowblower in the morning, can feel Catherine's ring on my finger, and know that some people loved me truly, even if others loved me to death.